What's up, buddy boyos? Just want to throw together a quick video, some food for thought, get you a mindful exercise going. Want to talk a little bit about your self-esteem as a man in the current year. If you're anything like me, which I'm gathering that, the few people in my chats who are not like Discord or bots or the CIA, your self-esteem probably just got absolutely steamrolled by society. And this video isn't particularly about giving you advice on how to deal with it. I mean, if I come up with any good tips while I'm recording this, I'll throw them out there, but that's pretty much what I'm going through, is like, as always, just kind of thinking about how life is gone, and literally, like, nothing in my life, like, there's nothing in this society that tries to help men's self-esteem. It's like we're living in this competition, and like the public schools, the students, probably your parents and your family, your peers, everything just destroys your self-esteem as a man. You know, having like nasty teachers in elementary school, middle school, high school, everybody's got some, dude. Some teachers are good, some are bad. I'd say for like every 2 good teachers I had, I probably had like 7 bad teachers or 5 bad teachers. They're just everywhere, man. And then like for every 1 friend I had that wasn't toxic, I probably had like, I don't know, 50 that were. Like, sorry, man. I can think of maybe a small handful of people in my early life that weren't toxic, but I think the truth is that I pushed away the people that weren't toxic, and for some reason I wanted to surround myself with toxic people, or I corrupted people who weren't toxic and then later they became toxic. Or I don't know if I corrupted them, or just, it seems like it's kind of an eat or be eaten society, and I think the way some people deal with their self-esteem is just by crippling other people, and they learn to kind of like vamp off others as time goes on, and they build themselves up that way. It's really dark, man. I guess some advice I have is, first step is realizing you have a problem. Your self-esteem is probably destroyed if you're like one of the true people who enjoy my channel. Your self-esteem is probably just absolutely blitzkrieged, dude. Just elementary school, middle school, high school, and college might have been the worst. Like, people tell you it's going to get better in college, but if you have low self-esteem when you're going to college, then it just really gets like pounded to the ground. I've said this before, man. Society just kind of like grinds men into the ground. I was thinking about making a video about these 3 popular statistics that are going around. I'll just go ahead and throw them out there in this video. Talking about it a lot. Study that's showing that 55% of men in UK universities are single, 60% of women, 60% of American universities are women, and then half of women age 30 are childless. Something's going on in society. And I think mainly the men not being in university, men being single, like, I know that part of it is just men's self-esteem is just getting grinded into dust, man. And what decides your self-esteem is how people treat you. So men who kind of just coast through life and don't get their self-esteem pulverized into dust. I mean, what's going to decide that? It's pretty much what everybody's already agreed on in the black pill community, that just having good genetics, but then I'd also say having a good upbringing, and then, maybe not going to a public school. But yeah, some people have the time of their life in public school, and it's usually the popular kids, which ultimately what decides who the popular kids are is their genetics. So yeah, it's like in this society, the people who get through this conveyor belt of just pulverizing devastation to men's self-esteem tend to thrive and do pretty well. But we're supposed to be pairing off, man. We're supposed to be pairing off white picket fence. The white picket fence and the family and the kids playing in the yard. That's the dream that keeps the American machine going. And it keeps the American machine going because it kept people happy, man. That was enough. That was enough for you to want to hold down a job, pay taxes, and contribute. But water is shooting out of the cracks of the dam, and all kinds of homies are falling through the cracks, dude. Pour one out for the homies. All I can really say is that, as according to those statistics I brought up, 55% of men in UK colleges are single, 60% of American universities are women, half of women age 30 are childless. Take some of the blame off of yourself. Realize that we're living through a phenomenon. We're witnessing the side effects of whatever this society is. Whatever you want to call it, man. Whatever, if this is like, the true face of the Industrial Revolution or the Fourth Industrial Revolution, or, this is the fruits of free love finally coming to fruition, or ultimately the downfall of the liberal society, or this is the Baconian New Atlantis. This is what happens when religion and culture falls apart. Whatever you want to call it, dude. It's something has happened to this society, and it didn't affect the boomers. Gen X barely made it, and now millennials are eat or be eaten. All the millennials who made it are saying, you're just a beta, you're just a loser, you're just an incel, there's nothing wrong with society, you're just a garbage loser, incel, piece of garbage, trash shit. That was probably what your teachers told you growing up, and how your parents treated you, and how your friends were. And if you feel like me, dude, if you agree with the things I say on this channel, other than like political, theological, philosophical things, people were probably trash to you, dude, and your self-esteem is probably just pulverized to where, again, like I said in my last video, my testimony, that you might just be broken and the only hope that you have is faith in Jesus Christ and praying and giving it up to God. I mean, you might just be fucking pulverized, dude. I got such a clear memory of the past, and I just think about how my life went, and it didn't go great for my self-esteem. You need consistent victories to feel good about yourself, and it just didn't go that way for me, and it's not going that way for lots of men, and you're comparing yourself to other men, and you're riggedy wrecked, dude. Your self-esteem has been wrecked. So what I offer for you in this video is that you should know that your self-esteem has been wrecked, and the society is very, very sick. It's extremely sick. And as far as like conspiracy theories about what just happened since 2020, that I'm not gonna be specific about, but you know what I'm talking about. Like that's some sort of damage control or something, or that's some sort of population. Domo arigato, population control roboto. Domo. In Minecraft. It's because this society has gone haywire. It's completely like falling apart at the seams, and the people who run the show behind the scenes have been aware of it for a while, and something needs to happen. Like there's gonna be some sort of there's already wake up calls, and everybody's figuring it out on their own, or they're trying to figure it out, and they're frantic. Understand that there's a problem with society. Understand that your self-esteem was absolutely just fucking pulverized. And understand that it didn't happen to you because you're a bad person, or because it's your fault, or because you're not good enough. And you know, obviously this is pretty much just me talking to myself. A lot of my videos are like me trying to work out my own problems, because I'm a smart guy, you know, I'm a clever guy, and I don't have a lot of people around me. I'm getting some more people in my life, but I'm kind of trying to walk myself through my issues, dude, because I had a hard time, and I know a lot of you guys had a hard time, and sometimes I can be pretty repetitive here, but I want you to walk away with this message. Your self-esteem was destroyed by society, by your upbringing, public school, high school, college. It's not your fault. Look at the statistics. 55% of men in UK universities are single. Half of women ages 30 don't have kids. 60% of universities are women. And if you don't know why that's a problem, then I don't want to get a hate speech strike laying it out for you, which I don't think I should get a hate speech strike laying it out for you, but I mean, I think that's part of the problem, dude, is like we're not really allowed to hash this out. It's kind of just like women get everything, and you're a horrible person if you think that that's not the way things should be. I mean, the way I think things should be, just to be clear, is we should basically be pairing off. People love to say, oh, dude, there was always lonely people. Like, yeah, but not like this, bro. Not like half of women 30 are childless. Like, no. Something's happening. Something's happening to society, dude. Not like 60% of universities are women. Something's happening to society. Not over half of men in UK universities are single. Something's happening to society. It's not your fault. You were born into this. If you're not feeling great right now, your self-esteem was probably pulverized. My self-esteem was pulverized, dude. I got into a really toxic group about the time I was 16, turning 17. And from then on, it was just kind of a series of like narcissistic cult of personality friends who just kind of the problem just never got solved. It just never got dealt with. So here I am, 31 years old. Self-esteem is just on absolute life support. Just on absolute life support, dude. Because, you know, everybody on the internet calling me ugly all the time isn't really helping anything. I don't want to repeat myself anymore, guys. Realize there's a problem. realize it's not your fault. Realize that society is just sick. And you are sick as a result of living in a sick society. Take care of yourself as if you're sick. Just take it easy. Don't expect too much of yourself. Don't push yourself too hard. I mean, by all means, like work out hard, but just it's a different kind of sickness. It's not a flu. It's like your self-esteem is sick from this sick society that clearly isn't about building up men. Hashtag kill all men, dude. This society's sick, guys. It's time for a what's it called when you confront people for rehab or whatever. I can't believe I'm brain farting what that's called, dude. Confrontation. Yurdy glurdy blurdy blur. Whatever it's called, dude. Whatever it's called when somebody comes home and like all their family members are sitting on a couch, like giving them that concerned look. It's time we had a talk. Sit down. It's time to do that. Intervention. It's time for an intervention, my friends. It's time for an intervention. This society is sick. Hashtag kill all men. That's not okay. Men leaving the universities en masse. That's not okay. Nobody's having kids. It's just not okay, guys. Come on, have a seat. I want you to take care of yourself. Maybe like keep a journal. Maybe like consider this day one of some sort of recovery. This is day one of some sort of recovery. Hi, I'm Anon, and I'm addicted to living in a horrible garbage society that makes hashtags like kill all men go viral. And that pushes men out of universities. And that seems to create this society where men's self-esteem is just getting absolutely obliterated and they hate themselves, and then they go on the internet and fill their head up with toxic and anger and honeypots. And my friends, buddy boyos, please just be good to yourself. Please stop the negative self-talk. I'm going to try to stop the negative self-talk. Stop catastrophizing. Catastrophizing is when you do stuff like I do sometimes on stream where it's like, dude, it's like so fucking over. Like, wow, it's just over, dude. I don't want to like go on one of those rants, but when you just start saying really negative stuff and you go on like a negative tirade, like, I think my life is starting to get better. I think I'm at the beginning of at least having the opportunity to figure out how to make my life better, but I feel you guys. I feel it, dude, and it's not your fault. Real Goodwill Hunting hours, dude. It's not our faults, boys. We were done dirty. We were done dirty, and this is pretty much just a rant at this point, but I want you to be good to yourselves, and, maybe look for advice. Like, maybe look for advice. It's like, okay, I have low self-esteem. Maybe read some books about dealing with low self-esteem, improving your self-image. Maybe, like, write about it, write a big page. This is how I see myself. This is why I think I see myself this way. These are some things I can do to maybe have a healthier self-image. And I'll tell you what, man, that whole no fap, no porn stuff, that could really help. Try to cut out the shame, freehand it up a little bit, like we talked about. You know what I mean? Like, that helps. Working out helps. I do recommend that people push themselves to get out there, you know. I have been going to a church. I have been taking part in church activities. Has it been easy? Absolutely not. Have I felt like a cringe lord? Am I realizing how isolated and empty my life has been? Absolutely, dude. It's really hard, but I'm taking the effort to try to get out there and do stuff, man. Just being honest, not trying to rub it in. I'm doing more than most of the people who are in these circles. Like, I'm actually taking the effort, dude. Vegas was a huge L. Just years and years and years of isolation. Nobody trying to help me out of it. Like, I was in the tomb, boyos. I was left in that tomb to rot. I was basically LDARing, laying down and rotting. And I'm trying to get it together, bro. And whilst I go through that, I'm going to say, hey, you know what, dude? It's not your fault that this happened to you. This is happening to all kinds of men. Your self-esteem is destroyed. And, you know, try to, like, imagine yourself having higher self-esteem. What would that look like? What do you got to do to value yourself more? Because the fornication, guys, it's degenerate. The dudes that I knew that were tearing through all these women, they didn't grow up to have super glamorous lives. At least most of them didn't. A lot of them are like facing serious drug addiction. Um, we've been misled. We've been misled, guys. I think sexuality is a big part of it. All these guys get into porn young. All these girls are getting hypersexualized. And, you know, people should be spending high school studying and learning and developing themselves. We talked about pot on my last live stream. You know, these guys are just saying, dude, I think pot screwed up my life when I was in high school. Spent a long time just hanging out with losers, getting high, not doing shit, you know, not taking the shot with women, not taking risks. A lot of guys feel that way, dude. What do the Seth Rogen movies tell you to do, man? Smoke weed and then go to the party like super bad and try to get laid. And dude, we got fed a lie. We took it hook, line, and sinker. There are some people who saw through it or had a better upbringing or were protected from it, and you know, they stayed on the course. They got better grades. They did better in school, and you know, they did better. There's people who did better, and you're gonna have to live with that. You're already living with it. Just take it easy on yourself, man. You fucked up. I fucked up. We fucked up. But society let us down. Nobody was trying to help us out of it. Don't listen to what the haters say, dude, because everything about this society is trying to grind these men into dust who are not passing go. And some of these statistics are starting to suggest that it might be like over half of men in some areas, like in universities. Like when the society's trying to grind over half of men into dust, that's just sadism. That's just absolutely disgusting. And but I mean, you look at these viral hashtags like kill all men, like this society is sick. It needs an intervention. And, you know, I'm saying I want to be a counselor. I'm saying I want to be like a guidance counselor and a sounding stone for young men. Like, I want to help. I want to get to men as young as I can, dude. Okay? And you can make some dumb joke about that, but it's like, I do. I want to get to men before this shit happens to you. That happened to me and happened to all these other guys. Like, so many guys are falling through the cracks, and I think that's kind of the direction I want my channel to take, man, is trying to like rehabilitate broken men, figure out how far you are into the trap. If you haven't even gone to college yet, I was going to make a video for advice for college. Like, dude, talk to your parents about it. Like, hey, I want to take 2 classes and join a bunch of social groups because I don't want to be a social failure. It's not just so like you get laid a bunch. And then, you know, my advice on that is like, don't focus on that because it defeats the purpose anyway. You'll be thirsty. Women will see that you're desperate and you'll look like a beta. So you don't focus on that. You join the social groups so you can be out there, so you can make friends. You knock your 2 classes out of the ballpark, and every now and then, guys, some might just like throw herself at you. I'm not going to tell you that like you have to do it, but a lot of guys out there who just they feel like they missed out on their 20s because they weren't taking part in that when a bunch of other guys were. So if you focus on yourself and you develop a healthy social life and you're out there, some women are probably going to put themselves in your path. I'd say try to look for the real deal, dude. Try to look for marriage, but the sick reality of the society is that so many women are just for the streets, dude. The streets of Minecraft, that is, where you don't get hate speech strikes. So many women are for the streets, dude, and don't try to like win in hookup culture, but if you take my advice and you take 2 classes and you do a bunch of social groups and you're a young guy going to college and your life isn't super fucked up yet, some man is probably going to fall out of the sky in front of your path. And for your self-esteem, maybe just do it. I'm just trying to help you, dude. As a Christian, we know fornication is a sin, but this society is a conveyor belt that's possibly leading almost half of men to their destruction. It's completely sick. And quite frankly, like a lot of politicians and intelligence agencies and teachers and like Congress, you guys should be fucking ashamed of yourselves, man. People who have been like leading the society, since like the mid 2000s, you guys should be absolutely ashamed of yourselves, bro. You're causing so much self-hatred and insecurity, and you've just led so many men to failure, and you seem to like enjoy it, and you're trying to make it about women's victory. It's sickening. It truly makes me feel sick to think about how much of a massive failure you guys are. Ugh, it makes me angry, dude. These guys should feel better about themselves. We should all feel better about ourselves, guys. We all got something positive to offer. All of us, there's a special girl out there for you somewhere. But yeah, anyway, kind of getting lost in the rant. My advice for college, 2 classes, lots of groups. You have to join social groups, dude. Cold approaching at college does not work. Maybe you meet somebody in your class. If you're trying to meet people in class, you come off as desperate and weird. Maybe you meet a girl in the hallway or in class. If you try to meet girls in the hallway or in class, you come off as desperate and weird. Why does nobody tell you that? Because hashtags like kill all men are viral, dude. That's why. Because 55% of men in UK universities are single. Because men are being pushed out of the universities. Because women ages 30, half of them are childless. That's why, dude. Because this society is a complete fucking abomination. And basically, you need to listen to my advice because everybody else has failed you. So that's the direction I want to take this channel, guys, is I really want to help like broken men, and I really want to help guys who aren't broken yet, Like if you ask me, dude, if you're under 25, you're probably not broken. If you're like me and you're over 25 and you're like 30, it's not over, but you're going to just have to let it go, dude. You're just going to have to like forgive yourself and realize that society let you down. Like you were let down. You did not get the help that you needed. You did not find positive role models. You were left behind. They pushed all these programs like no child left behind in school. You were left behind. So clearly they weren't thinking about you when they push those kind of programs. And a lot of it is guys who are incredibly smart too. No Child Left Behind was like Common Core math and stuff. so you can try to make kids who suck at math like feel good about themselves. A lot of these guys are amazing at math, and they feel like they're left behind. So I don't know, man. If you ask me, the teachers, the faculty, the everybody who's in charge, they dropped the ball, man. Big time. Let's pick up that ball, buddy, and go easy on yourself. Take baby steps. I think, maybe just consider this day one. This is day one. Your self-esteem is wrecked. Maybe find some self-help book about self-esteem. I'm going to look for a couple of them, bro. I'm reading one about shame right now. Somebody recommended to me on Instagram. Let's figure it out together, boyos. The society has done us wrong. We're accepting it. We're bringing it up to God. We're praying to God about it. That's the most important part. But after you pray, don't wait for the change, man. Let's make that change happen. Let's get it going. Let's get started. God bless you guys. Thank you for hearing me out. And I will see you next time. Peace.